Hi students, now we are solving an essay question under the head of income from salary. Okay, let us start. Read the question. Mr. Rajan was appointed in a company of Chennai on the grade of rupees 22,430,000 since 1st January 2016. It is the salary grade scale of pay. Here 22,000 is the starting salary at 1st January 2016 and 400 is the annual increment, yearly increment, and 30,000 is the maximum salary on this grade. And from this, we have to compute salary for the previous year 2019-20. And at the last part of the problem, you can read compute his income for salary for the assessment year 2020-21, assuming that salary is due at the end of the month. The salary is due at the end of the month, not the point. Salary is due at the end of the month. Each month salary becomes due on that month itself. Then on 1st January 2016, salary 22,000, then plus 400 annual increment on 2017, it was 22,400, on 2018, 22,800, 2019, 23,200, now on 1st January 2020, it is 23,600. And we know our previous year is 2019-20, begins with April 1st, ends with 31st March 2020. And our corresponding salary 23,200 and 23,600. The salary for previous year 2019-20 is 23,200 and 23,600. And for April, May, June, July, August up to December, for 9 months, he received 23,200. For the months of April to December, 9 months, he received a salary at rupees 23,200. Therefore, salary for that 9 months, 22,200 into 9, 2,08,800. And from January onwards, his salary is 22,600. January, February, March. For 3 months, 23,600 into 3, 70,800. Therefore, his total basic salary is 2,79,600. Basic salary 2,79,600. He receives 50% of the salary as dearness allowance. He receives 50%, meaning 50% of the basic salary as dearness allowance. And at the end of the problem, you can read the employer and employee each contributed 8.33% of salary and dearness allowance. From this sentence, we have to understand that the dearness allowance is taken for Provident Fund. If the DA is taken, considered for Provident Fund, it is forming part of salary. The employer and employee each contributed 8.33% of salary and dearness allowance. Here, 8.33% of salary and dearness allowance is contributed to Provident Fund. So, the dearness allowance is considered, is taken for the contribution to Provident Fund, therefore, it is forming part of salary. He receives 50% dearness allowance. It is forming part of salary. DA base salary 2,79,600 into 50%, 1,39,600. He is getting rupees 15,000 per month as entertainment allowance, fully taxable, 1,80,000. He receives HRA at 3,200 per month. He has been taken a flat at the rent of 8,000 per month. And at the beginning of the problem, he is employing at Chennai. We have to compute the exempted HRA. For the computation of HRA, under section 10.13a, First of all, we have to compute salary. The salary for HR includes basic salary. Here it is 2,79,600 plus DA forming part salary. Here it is 1,39,800 plus commission on turnover. Here there is no commission. Therefore, salary for HRA is rupees 4,19,400. And under section 1013A, the list of the following is exempted. First, actual HR received rupees 38,400. B. Rent paid 8,012 minus 10% salary 4,19,400 into 10 by 100 54,060. C. It is Chennai 50% salary 2,09,700. First point 38,400. Second point 54,060. Third point 2,09,700. The least amount is 38,400. Point A. Therefore, exempted HRA 38,400. Tax of HR is equal to HR received minus exempt HRA. It is nil. Tax of HRA, HR received minus exempted HRA, nil. HRA nil. The company provided him sweeper, cook and gardener. All are taxable. Company paid rupees 200 per month each. Sweeper, cook, gardener, fully taxable. He has been provided with 2 motor cars. One of these cars is large and another is small. The cars are used in personal use also. We are given the cost of the car 6 lakh, 3 lakh. Expense of the car met with the employer 80,000, 60,000. The company bears the expense for the official use. Note the point. He is allowed to use 2 cars. One car is large and another car is small. Company bears the expense for official use. The cost of the car, large car 6 lakh, small car 3 lakh. The expense related to cars are rupees 80,000 and rupees 60,000. Okay. If the employee is allowed to use more than one car, any one of the car is to be assessed as it is used for official and personal purpose. At the option of the employee, any one of the car is to be assessed to tax as it is used for official and personal purpose. And our intention is to reduce tax liability. Therefore, we can take the large car, we can assess the large car as it is used for official and personal purpose. And a small car is entirely for personal purpose. If the employer provides more than one car, at the option of the assessee can choose any one of the car as it is used for official and personal purposes. Here we take the large car as used for official and personal purpose, and a small car is treated as used for only for personal purpose. And a large car is treated as official and personal purpose. The expense for personal use met to the employee and the expense for official use met to the employer. Therefore, for large car, rupees 900 into 12, 10,800. And a small car, we treated it as used for only for personal purposes. Then value shall be actual amount met to the employer 60,000. Normal depreciation 3 lakh into 10%, 30,000. Then for small car, value 90,000. Therefore, total value of the car 1,18,000. The large car is assessed tax as it is used for official and personal purpose, and a small car is assessed tax as it is used for only for personal purpose. Car 1,18,000. The employer-employee each contribute 8.33% of salary and DA to RPO. Here it is less than 12%, up to 12%. It is exempted. Employees contribution up to 12% salary it is exempted. Here it is 8.33%. So it is nil. The company paid rupees 50,000 as income tax of employee. If the company paid the income tax liability of employee, it is taxable. 50,000. Add all these items, we get gross salary. From gross salary, there is one deduction, standard deduction, rupees 50,000. Then taxable salary being rupees 7,07,400. Okay. So thank you.